Well, Sean, since last August when the group got together, how do you think everything we've done's affected your life?
Well, it's a lot of hard work, and it makes you become more dedicated towards the charity itself and sort of other goals in life. It sort of, I don't know, guides you in a way, and it's sort of worked as an inspiration towards me, because it's going to be one of my life goals. One, visiting another continent, and another is helping people that are less fortunate than I am. And it's just a complete guidance, really.
But David, did you ever think you'd ever be on the stage acting?
No, because normally I'm quite shy and I don't like being in a play, but it was so much fun rehearsing with everyone and messing about after rehearsals, and in the play afterwards was such a great feeling, like knowing you'd achieved it and everything.
Well, Jonathan, how do you think working with the group and raising money with the prospect of going to Kenya, how do you think it's affected your life?
Well, when I first joined the group and that, I was a little bit shy. Because since I was working with them and that, I got better and I was a lot more confident than I was used to in it.
Caroline, how did you become involved in the project?
Well, John invited my daughter to join the group, which was very exciting. I think I was more excited than her at first because she was very, very nervous about it. And I just said, you just got to do this, it's such an opportunity. And I was really quite jealous. Because it's the kind of thing that, you know, that kind of opportunity never came up for me when I was that age, and I felt so strongly that she should do it. So I said, you know what, is there anything I can do, how can I help? And there were lots of ideas going around, and one of them was, I'm a drama teacher and I direct and quite a few shows, and one of the things I do every year is a nativity play for the local church, and it was suggested that maybe the kids should get involved in that, and we can actually use that to help raise money for this charity. And so I came along to a meeting to talk about it. I've been doing it for a number of years, but Tabitha, my daughter, has recently, in the last couple of years, started actually writing the play. So we wanted to get all the kids together and see who was interested, and so she could get a head start on making sure there were parts for everybody. So this was quite early on. And in the process of that, someone said that they would really enjoy doing a murder mystery evening, as a whole evening, just as a concept, really. And so John found a play, which is great, and asked if I'd direct it, which is also great, but slightly daunting doing the two things at the same time. Yeah, it became full on. I mean, going from one meeting a week, we ended up doing sort of 2 or 3 rehearsals every week, and they were long. It wasn't just an hour and a half having a meeting. They were long rehearsals of about 3 hours, 2 or 3 times a week, and I thought I was worried because I didn't think they would be able to cope with such intensity, really, because there wasn't a lot of time. And they hadn't, a lot of them hadn't done this kind of thing before, though some of them had. And so I had to take my time casting it. I needed to be very careful about, not overwhelming those who perhaps thought they could do more than they really could. And when it comes to learning lines, if you haven't done it before, it's hard. It's really hard. And they were completely amazing. They blew me away. They really did. The way they threw themselves into it, and they got on and learned their lines better than most adults I've worked with, I have to say. And I think they thoroughly enjoyed themselves. But the amazing thing was to see how they developed and how the process itself. drew them together. I mean, you know, the whole idea of these meetings was for them to get to know each other and do some bonding, but by cracky, the way when they got together working like this, it really brought them. They're such intensely good friends that it's quite amazing that spending that kind of time together and doing something uniting in a project like that. I don't think there's really anything quite like it for doing that.
How did you feel on the night?
I mean, I felt very confident actually. By the time it came to the actual production, I knew they could do it, and I didn't foresee any problems. That there was a few areas where I was a bit worried that they might have a problem with lines. One or two people were struggling a bit with those still, because you know it's practice, something like that, and when it's the first time we've ever done it, it's a difficult thing to do. But no, they pulled it off. They were absolutely incredible. I mean, and the reaction of the audience said it all. They just absolutely loved it and were so. It went beyond their expectations, I know, and mine too. Even though I knew they could do it, I was just overwhelmed.
So Tabitha's coming on the trip, but how do you think that the whole experience so far has changed her, if at all?
She's made a lot of friends, and like I said, when I first put the idea to her, she was a little worried. I think she wanted very much to know that she would already know people who were going, and at the time I didn't know. As it turned out, there were one or two people she already knew, but it wouldn't have mattered because you know they've all got to know each other so well, and I think it's done a massive amount for her confidence actually, the whole process, and it's a really difficult age at school. They're working so hard and have so much on, and you almost feel that this is just another thing that they've got to do, but actually it takes them away from the constant homework and revision and heads down. And, you know, they've got wall-to-wall exams a lot of the time, and to come out for the evening and spend it here, and you know, spend it with the other kids and with this common goal, I think has done wonders.